It can be confusing to be a UU at Christmas time. You probably all know that Unitarianism and Universalism began as Christian religions. Yet our forebears were prone to questioning their faith, just as modern UUs are. They broke away from the strict dogmas and catechisms. They debated the nature of God and the nature of Jesus, the Christ, or the Anointed One. And many Unitarians came to believe that Jesus was the Son of God, not God the Son. Now, a statement on the UUA website says, to UU Christians, and there are plenty of UU Christians, Jesus is an inspiration, and his teachings are profound. He possesses a divine spark that is born in all of us and can be cultivated our whole lives long. A divine spark that is born in all of us and can be cultivated our whole lives long. At Christmas time, the lessons of Jesus come in the form of a baby, the symbol and the experience of innocence and perhaps the purest of human loves. It's easy to imagine the divine spark in the infant Jesus. Mary and Joseph saw it, and all those who came to adore the newborn babe saw it too. It may be harder to find relevance in the stories of the adult Jesus, especially when church doctrine has put a particular spin on them. As UUs, though, we have the freedom to wrestle with those texts and to take inspiration where we can. For myself, when Jesus says that the most important commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength, I have to say my modern feminist translator kicks in. I have a little problem sometimes with the Lord your God. It feels patriarchal to me. That's just me. But that's okay, because I get to substitute my image, hold my image of the divine. And so to me, it's love or the spirit of life. So the commandment is love the spirit of life, the divine whole, with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. And that's exactly what I try to do. Jesus said that the other most important commandment was to love your neighbor as yourself. And if I consider that everyone and all of earth is part of that divine whole, that spirit of life, then love for my neighbors has to flow naturally. Now, I believe that Jesus knew he carried a divine spark. He had absolute faith in it, knew that because of it, he had an essential part to play in healing the world. And he saw that divine spark in everyone, even those of lowly birth like himself, those who were ostracized and discounted and marginalized and oppressed. He saw each person's wholeness, their holiness. And I wonder if it was that, his ability to show people their wholeness, that was the secret healing power he possessed. I believe that the great lesson Jesus, the Christ, came to teach us is that we all possess that divine spark, one that can be cultivated our whole lives long. If we look patiently, we can feel that spark in ourselves, and we can see that spark in each other. And recognizing how precious and holy each of us is, we too can be saviors for one another. We can reflect that light back to those who have lost sight of it themselves. We can see each other as whole, even in states of dis-ease and pain. We too can offer healing as we accompany one another through the challenges of living. This is loving our neighbor as ourself. Knowing that all of us are children of the Spirit of life together, it is incumbent on each of us then to do the work of restoring wholeness and equity in the world. Recently, a letter in the San Jose Mercury News stated that church leaders should not mess around with public policy because taking a stand is divisive. One of my colleagues, the Reverend Amy Zucker Morgenstern, wrote a brilliant response. While she affirms the law against churches being involved in partisan politics, which I agree with, that's great, she writes, we absolutely take action on matters of war and peace, climate catastrophe, affordable housing, civil rights, in short, public policy. She ends with, principles are only platitudes unless they are supported by action. So our actions are required. As Jesus taught, we can't stay comfortable and make a difference. We must be the people we have been waiting and wishing and hoping for, the people with a strong voice, a courageous spirit, and a loving heart. What if we were that for every child that is born and for every person, regardless of their station in life, the color of their skin or where they came from, or regardless of physical or mental abilities, regardless of their ability to contribute to this capitalist system? What if we could get past our inclination to fear the other, to be patient long enough to see the divine spark in everyone and cultivate it in ourselves? This is the root of social action, in which we turn our attention to big public policy issues of our day. We get on with caring for each other, caring for our neighbors, for only together can we create the joyful world that we dream of and sing about. To me, this day, the message of Christmas is this: there is light, there is hope, there is peace, and there is love. When we recognize that divine spark in everyone, when we join forces with the Spirit of life and love our neighbors through the work of our hands and the proclamation of our hearts. Whether the source of your faith comes from the story of a baby swaddled in a manger, or a burning bush, or a Bodhi tree, or belief in human intelligence or evolution, if we work together, I believe we will find light, hope, peace, and love for all. And we will make our dwelling place a paradise. May it be so. Amen.